Welcome to my stables. I am the DM Obo, and welcome back to Echoes of the Past. This is a little bit different. It's the same as 16 and 17. This is a session recap because my computer updated and changed the default desktop audio to a program that I use when T-Dab and I play God of War. So you have my audio, but nothing else. So sit down, get something to drink, maybe grab a snack, and enjoy. Last episode, the war began. A mysterious figure started to charge at Kirish, aiming to end his life. However, a small black dragon came flying out of nowhere and tackled the figure out of the sky. And Sage recognized this as Amora due to seeing the same black armor in the door under the stairs in Amora's house. However, looks tightened a little bit, and Kirish could feel danger, caution. The plan started to go swimmingly until a shiny black dragon showed up. And Amora was distracted by it, for its words made her pause. Not only was this a dragon, this was the dragon that destroyed her home in Mir. And to keep rubbing the lemon juice in the wound, the one that also led the attack in her home in Favorite. As she hovered stunned, this mysterious figure took his chance and cut her wings off, sending her plummeting down to the ground and taking her wings as trophies before disappearing. The party gets her to the center of town and hands her off to the healers inside. Riku also and Korik stepped inside the egg to assist with any of the wounded. The party leaves the egg. Bert starts to head over to the entrance to the center of the city so he can set off his bum rum trap. Ria and Kira stop him because many of the Ghulans would perish in the blast. Through the streets they can hear the roar of battle, and above the rooftops they can see drones falling out of the sky. Meanwhile, the party argues on what to do as they don't want Bert to kill and injure so many friendlies. Sage sends a message to Keith to tell the troops to fall back so Bert can set off his trap. A few minutes later, the army is crawling over the roofs and wounded are being carried by allies. The party see dragoons and their riders being shot out of the sky. The egg has remained open and Ishtak pulls the wounded inside for healing. As the troops fall in and reform around the egg, there is a basilisk that breaks the surface of the sand carrying Keith and Gramil, but they are unconscious. It goes to the egg and allows the people to remove its passengers before submerging. And Bert once again loses his chance at his weapon. A dragon rider comes down and says they got the order to retreat, but he was going to go back in to look for any stragglers. He returns with one person, and as he descends, he is shot in the back, making him and the straggler fall. The dragon catches the straggler, while the fallen rider soars down to the ground, dead. The party rushes towards the straggler, and he managed to say, "Burn them all for freedom," before he is drugged to the egg. Bert takes this as the signal to light the trail, and a few minutes later, massive explosions can be heard, and large debris can be seen flying around the rooftops. As the noise dies down, the party is covered in shadow as Eastrel and the Black Dragon soar over the city, wrestling, biting, scratching, and breathing their respective elements at each other, and destroying the city in the process. The party discusses what they should do. Rhea says she will stay and help the city defend the egg, while the others go and help Eastrel. No one in the party is having this, with Sage throwing the needs and wants discussion back at Rhea's face. Rhea reluctantly agrees and goes to leave with the others. The army that isn't wounded stay and make a defensive formation around the egg, while the party runs toward where Eastrel is fighting. As they leave, Ishtok and his friends leave the egg and tell Kirsch to go help Eastrel as they take defensive positions. The party arrives to Eastrel and the Black... The party arrives to Eastrel and the Black Dragon having a standoff with their breath, until Eastrel pushes hard enough and the flames explode around the Black Dragon, causing some scales to be burned off and flesh exposed. Sage manages to daze the Black Dragon with color spray, while Kira sends a ray of enfeeblement up on the dragon's rear end. This renders it useless as Eastrel gouges the underside of its neck and bites and rips the wing off its body. Rhea climbs on the tail and runs the length of the dragon and plunges her sword into the base of its neck. Bert manages to pelt a few arrows into it before Kirish says they should go back and help the city, as Eastrel seems to have this problem under control. Bert and Kira start heading back into the city, but Sage and Rio want to stay behind to see if the dragon falls when Eastrel grabs the dragon and snaps its neck. Gondra returns to the city with Cleo, Nisana, their skeletal hounds, with one of them is missing a leg, 13 undead, and Ishtok and his 4 friends. Corpses litter the ground belonging to Ghulans and the undead army. Kirsch lets out a high-pitched whistle saying, "Let the party begin!" Everyone turns their heads slowly and stares at the party. The only 2 not stopped is Riku yelling at a figure in all black, which is punching skulls into dust. Riku grabs the figure's hand and yells, "Amora, stop!" With which Amora replies by grabbing Riku by the back of the neck, looking her in the eye, and saying, "If you're not going to help, leave," and throws her unceremoniously to the side. Ishtok takes the paws to smash another undead with a spear. Ystrel's paw comes from the sands and crushes the skeletal hounds, clenching around them and dragging them to the depths below. The scene moves from the battle to the secluded forest of Ilia. A group of 6 frogs are escorting a cart being pulled by an armored bear. In the cart is a coffin, and a pink elf sees this entourage. The lead frog approaches the pink elf and tells her that Pete has been returned home and that it was the wish of Rhea. The pink elf lays a hand on the coffin and snaps her head off, asking to confirm what the frog just said. Realizing her girlfriend is still alive, she smiles for the first time in 3 years. However, her joy is short-lived as a dragon and some guards come by and slaughter the bear and frogs, and the dragon takes the coffin and flies away. Thank you all so much for sitting in on that little conversation. If you like the video, drop a like down below. Don't forget to peck that the bell and scratch the subscribe button. And leave a comment on what was your favorite tidbit of the session. I hope you're all having a good one, and I will see you in the next episode. DM above out.